You know how you can try to describe your favorite food to someone? You can talk about the texture, the flavor, how amazing it is, but they'll never really get it until they take a bite for themselves, right? That's the huge difference between just knowing about something and actually experiencing it. And that idea is exactly what we're going to dive into today.
This whole idea of experience over theory is at the very heart of an ancient invitation from Psalm 34, verse 8. It says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." Now listen to those words. It's not a command, like you must believe this. It's an invitation, almost like a personal experiment.
So we're going to break this verse down into 4 simple parts. First, we've got the invitation itself, to taste. Then we'll look at the revelation that follows, to see. Third, we'll explore what it is we're discovering, this idea of goodness. And finally, we'll wrap up with the result of it all, which is being blessed.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning with the invitation. It all hinges on this one powerful, active word. The word is taste. And think about how intentional that is. It doesn't say analyze or theorize or think really hard about. No, it's an invitation to actually do something, to get involved, and to move beyond just abstract ideas and into a real, personal experiment.
It's kind of like the difference between knowing a scientific theory and actually testing it in a lab. You can read about it all day, but everything changes when you see it for yourself. The verse invites us to do the exact same thing with faith, to stop just hearing about God's goodness and to start acting, even in a small way, as if it's real.
And here's the best part. This doesn't require some massive, monumental leap of faith. Not at all. All it really requires is just enough curiosity to try. Just enough to ask, what if? And then take one small step to find out.
So, what happens when you take that step, when you decide to taste? Well, the promise is that you will then see.
Now, obviously, this isn't talking about seeing with your physical eyes. This is a much deeper kind of seeing. It's an internal understanding, a kind of perception that only comes from personal experience. It's knowledge that you truly own because you've lived it. You know that aha moment? When a concept you've been wrestling with suddenly just clicks and becomes real to you? That's what this is. It's when a phrase like "God is good" goes from being something you've heard to a truth you actually feel deep down in your bones. So what is it exactly that we're invited to see? The verse is super specific about it. We're invited to see goodness. But what does goodness really mean here? Because it's probably not what we think at first. This isn't about getting everything you want or having a life that's completely free of problems. This ancient wisdom points to something much deeper. This goodness is about God's character, not our circumstances. It's a sustaining presence when you feel weak. It's an unfailing faithfulness you can lean on. It's that unexplainable peace that shows up right in the middle of uncertainty, a calm during the storm. That is the goodness we're invited to see.
And this brings us to the final part of the verse, the result, the outcome of all this tasting and seeing.
The result is being blessed. And again, this isn't about a fleeting, temporary happiness. This is a deep, stable state of well-being. It's a profound sense of security and peace that can't be easily shaken by what's going on around you.
So it creates this incredible positive cycle. You try by taking a small step of trust. This allows you to see and experience God's goodness for yourself. That personal experience builds real trust and confidence. And that growing trust is what allows you to thrive, leading to that deep well-being. This completely reframes faith, doesn't it? It stops being a stressful search for all the right answers and instead becomes something much simpler. It's just about taking the next step and trusting that understanding will come from the experience. So let's make this really practical. I want you to try this today. First, identify one small, specific worry that's on your mind. Second, just pause and consciously, intentionally hand it over. And third, just observe. Notice if there's any kind of shift, however small, in how you feel inside. No judgment, just curiosity.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What is one small area of your life where you can stop just analyzing and start tasting? What's one small step you can take today to experience this for yourself?